So check this out. So I posted this YouTube video 10 months ago, which is almost a year now. And this video is still getting me views, leads, and clients. And the thing is, most people think YouTube takes more time than social media. But what they don't realize is this video itself took me 2 hours to create, from idea all the way up to published. And it's generated me more qualified leads than I would spend 90 days of posting social media posts. This video alone generated me more than $10,000. Almost every single one of my clients has watched one of my YouTube videos and decided to become a client because of my YouTube videos, not because of my social media content. And combined with an email system to connect to your YouTube channel where you can nurture people that watch your YouTube video and are able to show them how your offer works and how you can solve problems in their life, then it becomes a superpower that works together. And in this video, I'm gonna show you why YouTube and email is 8 times more effective than using social media. Now, real quick, if you wanna implement the insights I'm gonna be sharing in this video on why YouTube plus email is better than social media, I've put together a free PDF guide you can grab in the link in the description. All you have to do is put in your name and email and you'll get everything that I'll be covering in this video. And as a bonus, I've included a guide on perspective shifting content, which is a type of content that I specifically create that generates sales, not just views. If you want that, click the link in the description and you'll get instant access. And you'll also be added to my newsletter where I send a daily email or daily insight on how you could grow a business working less hours. All right, so here's how YouTube and email creates 24/7 sales in a way where you do not need to constantly create content like on social media. You can create a YouTube video and have your email system nurture people and automatically purchase your products. And how it is 8 times better than using social media. And I'm gonna show you how to reach 8 times more qualified leads, or why using YouTube and email, you'll reach 8 times more qualified leads and you won't need to work more hours. In fact, you'll probably work less than you were if you were to post only on social media. All right, so the first thing is, when you post solely on social media, you're choosing to build on rented land, okay? None of us owns our social media accounts or audience. You know, we can post on there, but at any point, Facebook, Meta, X can decide to block you, God forbid, or they can decide to change their algorithm overnight and any content you post will not reach anyone new and it will probably reach very few people of your followers. And not to mention your content has a shelf life of 1 to 3 days max. So after 3 days, however much effort you put into your social media post, no more people will see it, right? It's just gonna disappear in the algorithm. And this is what happens with a lot of posts. Go to one of your social media posts right now on Instagram, whatever, and you'll notice that after 48 or 72 hours, it'll reach this plateau point. It'll literally die and it won't get any more views. So imagine putting in all this effort into creating a really well put together social media post and only for it to expire in 72 hours when you can put in that effort into a YouTube video and that YouTube video will continue to pay you over time or continue to get output for you, generating views, because a YouTube video is evergreen. If you create it the right way, it'll continue to get you views. And if it continues to get you views, you continuously get leads and customers and clients. This is where most business owners make the mistake because they get trapped into this idea where they need to constantly be posting content. So they think to get more clients, they need to be everywhere. This is what most gurus do. If you look at Hormozi or any of these other big gurus, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, they're posting everywhere. And they're doing that because they're trying to maximize things. They don't mind spending $70,000 a month on a content team, doing all that stuff. I'm the opposite. I do not want to be spending $70,000 a month just on content. I prefer picking a more leaner, minimalistic approach that is optimized, that'll get me more clients for less effort. That's just my approach. So most business owners will do the traditional way of things, which they'll decide to post on Instagram, TikTok, write threads on Twitter, show up on LinkedIn, make reels, hire an appointment setter, send DMs, and do all this stuff. Now, the result of that is if you have a team, they'll do the work for you. Great. You can have the team do that for you. You just need to pay them a salary.
Now, if you're going to be doing this yourself, you're going to be working extensive hours creating content that'll only disappear in 72 hours, and you're going to have to do it on every single other social platform that you choose. So you're basically trading time for temporary attention, and you're not building something that is robust, that's actually going to generate to you money without requiring you to work more hours. Social media will always require you to work more because you need to constantly post content to generate the amount of views, to maintain that amount of views per month. So I don't consider that leverage. I consider that a hamster wheel because you need to post daily to get temporary attention, trading your time. So if you look at a YouTube video, it will continuously get views. As long as someone comes across your YouTube channel, if they subscribe, YouTube will be nice enough to share your older content with new subscribers. So your videos are always going to be an asset that's going to continuously work for you. If you create these videos in a way where you shift people's perspective and you explain how the old way of things don't work and how your new way of things work, and you show how your offer does that, then you're able to get people wanting to work with you from YouTube. So just to show you how it looks like, YouTube, if you post a video, initially you'll get some views, right? There's an initial view search. And then over time, as YouTube suggests a video to new viewers, it'll continuously ramp up views over time. And then it'll reach a point where it might reach sort of a plateau, but it will still get views. Even if it's like 5 views a month, that is still better than 0 views. Like on social media, you'll get 0 views. On YouTube, you continuously even get 5 views a month, 10 views. And if you do really well, you might get 100 views a month per video on your YouTube channel. A YouTube video can work for you for a really long time. A video has the potential to be an evergreen lead generating asset in your business. Just think about that. So with YouTube, your content is a digital asset. Each video works for you 24/7. It constantly being discovered by new people searching for solutions. Unlike social media, posts that disappear in a day, these videos keep working for you for months, possibly years, and every view builds your authority in your market. The problem with social media is the videos are so short where you cannot really build authority or trust. Like, you'll need to really catch someone's attention. You're fighting against entertainment and heavily dopamine heavy hooks. It's gonna be really hard to stand out. But YouTube video, you don't need to put in that much effort into the hook. It does help, but YouTube is more forgiving in terms of being authentic, genuine, and just talking in camera. People are looking for that content on YouTube. On Instagram, they're looking to be entertained. And this is why I believe YouTube is the ultimate platform for attracting high quality leads. And if you combine it with email, you can capture and nurture the people from your YouTube channel in your email list. And ideally, you want to be sending a daily email, which is what I like to do. Then you basically have a 24/7 sales machine. People watch your YouTube video, it constantly gets you views over time, attracting quality leads for you. And then when you put them into your email list, you can have a system that you can nurture them. You could send an email, ideally daily or a few times a week, explaining about your philosophy, talking about problems, getting more in depth into how you could help them with your offers as well. And with that, you can make money like significantly simpler and easier and more leverage than using social media, where it's going to be really difficult to sell, which I'm going to go over in a moment. So when someone watches your YouTube videos and clicks your links in your link in the description, they join your email, they already see you as an authority because they watch your YouTube video, okay? So they've spent time learning from you and they want more of your insights. So now even these email subscribers are going to be high quality subs. So if you can see over here, ideally we'd have YouTube videos generating us views, and then we convert these views into leads by having them join our email list. And when we join our email list, these are likely to be higher quality leads than if they were to join from social media. I noticed from every single person that bought one of my offers or became a client, when I asked them where did they come from, most of them came from my YouTube videos and not from my X, Threads, or Instagram, even though I do post content on there sometimes. YouTube video is the best way to get high quality leads, according to my experience and according to experience of my clients as well. So these are high quality leads you can get. And because they watch your YouTube video, they're already sold on your approach and they're likely to buy your offers. In fact, many will become clients without ever needing a sales calls. So I personally don't do sales calls. I put in more effort into creating a high quality YouTube video or a video sales letter and let that do the selling for me instead of me needing to hop on a call and spend 1 hour talking to one person. I could spend 1 hour creating a video or a video sales letter that will sell for me 24/7 or Evergreen. I can use that video over and over again, one to many times, instead of doing it one-to-one on a sales call, which I think is very unleveraged. Unless you're a beginner, then yeah, it's great. You can use sales calls. You're learning the ropes. But later on, I believe you should graduate from doing sales calls and you should learn how to create YouTube videos and videos that do the selling for you on your behalf. Now with YouTube and email, this creates a system that attracts and converts clients for you. YouTube videos are sales assets that will attract leads over time, and the email converts them into customers and clients. Now you're probably asking why email. You're probably thinking no one opens their email. People open emails if you write good emails. Now why email? Now there's this quote from Daniel Priestley that I think every business owner should understand and should etch this into their brain or to their mind. So as an entrepreneur, you don't have many safety nets, but the one safety net you have is your email list, which is a great database of warm leads. And that's valuable because every lead is an asset in your business. So that's what Daniel Priestley says. And I 100% agree with him, because any day you might need money in your business. You might reach a point where you need a cash injection right now. The best way to do that is having a list of quality warm leads that you can send an offer and they want to buy from you and they spend money immediately and you get a cash injection into your bank that day right then. And the only way to do that is if you have email, and email is the best sales machine, which I'm going to go over in a second why. So the goal over here is for us to build a list of warm leads so you don't need to constantly hustle for your next client or to make money. So you don't need to constantly post on social media, constantly. You have an email list of warm qualified leads. You can send a simple email and you can get paid. And your business doesn't require you to show up on social media constantly every single day. And YouTube is the best way to do that at scale without requiring to work extensive hours, progressively more. At the start, yes, you might need to spend more hours to learn the YouTube algorithm, the skill, getting comfortable on camera. But then once you get that skill solidified, you learn that skill, then you don't need to spend that much time on YouTube. It takes around 2 hours to create a YouTube video. You can publish that and they'll start generating you leads, customers and clients. So that's significantly better than choosing to hunt leads on social media all the time. So YouTube should be your lead generating engine. Not only does a video act as a digital asset, but when someone watches your 10 to 20 minute video, they're not just scrolling past. They're choosing to invest their time with you, and this builds deeper trust than any social post or reel ever could. Okay, just imagine if someone watched a 10 to 20 minute video and they get a perspective shift from your video and they realize that you know how to solve their problem the best way, and they're aware that other solutions in the market are not going to solve the problems the way they want it solved, they're likely to become your client or likely to click all of your links, consume all of your other videos, and basically buy your offer or any offers you come up with. This is the best form of platform, is being able to put a 20-minute long form video and really do almost all the work for you. And this is better for getting you clients because of three things over here. So number one is position of authority. When someone discovers your YouTube channel, they're actively searching for solutions. They find you because you have the answer they need. So they clicked on your video for a reason. You seemed a position of authority. You have an answer. They start to trust you. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of big personal brands that actually make a good amount of money that are not on YouTube. YouTube, if you take a look at all of your favorite brands, they're all on YouTube. They're all prioritizing YouTube. So YouTube is the best authority builder out there right now. Number two, education through assets. Your videos can educate prospects before they ever talk to you. So you can talk about the problems, you can talk about the philosophy and how to solve things, you can talk about the correct methods to get things solved on your YouTube channel. And because it's long form, you have enough runway to explain those concepts. So when people watch your YouTube videos, they'll already understand your approach and methodology. So when they decide to become a client, you do not need to do as much work selling on them or even trying to explain them about the concepts, the fundamentals before they become a client. So it's kind of like pre-selling on all the things that you do. So it's awesome. Yeah, and that gets us to 3, not your pre-selling. By the time someone watches all of your YouTube videos, join your email list, they've already bought into your philosophy, they trust you, they know how your offer works. The sale just becomes logistics. The question is, how do I pay? How do I get started? They're not going to ask a lot of questions. They don't need much convincing. They don't need a sales call. They are already convinced. They're ready to go. You have more I'm ins. People want to work with you. So that's not your pre-selling. And those are the 3 reasons why YouTube video should be your lead generating system. Now, email should be your primary converting platform. Now, the reason why email works is because you can spend 30 minutes writing one single email, and because you built a list of qualified leads, that one email is going to get an amount of people. Okay, so you might have like 1,000 people on your email list. So one email is going to reach 1,000 people, and from these 1,000 people, you can then redirect them to an offer. So this could be an offer document, or literally a Google Doc with your offer. This could be a checkout page, a landing page, or even a video. So you are in control of the traffic. You can direct the people that like you to where you want them to go. And then you can put a checkout page and you can get paid right there and there. So this is highly leveraged. So I don't see anything that leveraged like that. Like tell me where you can spend 30 minutes writing an email, click enter, and then an hour, and for the next 24 hours, start seeing money entering your bank account and making sales. I don't see that happening anywhere. So one email can be sent to a list of leads that are already interested in what you say, and you can redirect them to an offer, and you can get paid the same day or maybe even in an hour. While on socials, you'll need to fight for attention, right? Socials, it's not straightforward. Someone is going to see your story. You're going to be competing with everyone else's story, okay? Now, to make social media work, you likely need to send direct messages. So you're likely going to be chasing people down. You're also likely to need to post more content because you need to, for people to be more top of mind, you need to be more frequent with the posts. And because there won't be much depth in short form content. So in order to expand the trust level, or to give the enough problem awareness to your audience, you need to speed posting more so people get more exposure to what you're talking about. While YouTube and email, they find you on YouTube, they learn from you from YouTube, they choose to get more from you from email, and then they choose to work with you. So they come to us rather than we go to them on social media, which is just how social media works. Now you're probably asking, why not just use socials to sell? Like, socials work. I can use Instagram stories. Yes, you can. Now, social is great for gaining short-term traffic and selling in one-to-one conversation using DMs, but it's not good at selling one-to-many. Okay, so you're going to be sending DMs. It needs to be more personalized. It does work. It can convert. It 100% works. But if you want to do a more leveraged fashion, email would work better. Now, the problem with social media is that it's noisy. There's a lot going on, and you're competing with highly optimized, entertaining content. So let me give you an example. So let's say this is an Instagram feed, okay? So this right here is all these stories, right? So you can see that there's so many places I can click on Instagram. There's probably going to be like 10 plus stories I can pick from, right? And within these stories, there's probably be like 3 different, or at least more than 3 different stories I can swipe through. Okay, so like this is very noisy. So there's different types of content over here. And then if I scroll down and I go to my feed, I'm competing with entertainment. I'm gonna see a meme, like this is a meme. Let's say I see some travel page on Instagram. I scroll down, then I see your offer. Oh, your offer, right? So you can see how noisy it is. Like there's so much stuff that could go on that I could not actually see your offer. I could even refresh my feed and I'll never be able to see your post. So let's say this is your offer post. This right here is your post, right? You might get X amount of views, but look at what you're competing with. You're competing with like super competitive, like food, travel, and all this stuff. So what happens here, the visibility rate, whether you want to create a post that promotes your offer, is going to be around like 1 to 5%, right? It's going to be like 1 to 5% over here. Okay, so like any post you create is going to reach 1 to 5% of your audience at any one time. So you can imagine for you to get more like exposure to your offer, you need to post more. Again, so for people to see your offer clearly, you need to resort to sending direct messages, which they're likely to open it. And then if you want to go that way, if you want to be a more leveraged business owner, you prefer that model, then you'll need to hire an appointment setter and then do sales calls and then potentially hire a closer, which for me, that's not my style. I do not want to build a business that has more moving parts. I want to build a business that has less moving parts and is more leveraged. One-to-many business. Okay, so here's how it looks like. So let's consider you have 10,000 followers. So 10,000 followers. Now, at any one time, let's say this whole square here, rectangle here, is your followers. It's much followers. If you create a post, only 1 to 5% of that will see your post. So this right here, only 1 to 5%. So you can imagine, so all these people here will not see your post. Will not see your post. Not see. Okay, they don't see your offer. So imagine 1% or 5% of your audience sees your offer. That means only 100, if you have 10,000 followers, only 100 to 500 people will see your offer. And then if we assume there's a 1% conversion rate, then you'll understand like that's not very effective. So if we assume you have 10,000 followers and we assume your post visibility percentage is 5%, only 500 people would see your posts. So then the problem here is selling your offer with a post on social media is very ineffective. So my goal here is on any social media I post, my goal is for people to watch my YouTube videos and join my email list because that's where I'm going to do the selling. So that's where they can get familiar with my process and see my offers. I'm not going to be selling on social media because again, the visibility rate is 1 to 5%. Now, there's one principle that you must understand is the more people see your offers, the more money you make. Okay. On social media, for people to see more of your offers, you need to post more. You need to send more DMs. You need to do more work. So with this concept, a good business owner will understand that they should do more volume, send more messages, create more content, do more sales calls. They are making more one-to-one offers and they will make more money. However, smart business owners, which is how I like to think, I start to think, how can I send one offer to many people? That way, I don't need to spend extensive hours talking to people one-to-one or doing things one-to-one. Now, email is the best platform to do that. Regardless if you think no one opens up email, people that look forward to listening to you will open up your emails. Now, email isn't as noisy as social media. Even though it can be noisy, no way is it as noisy as social media. And I know this because the average open rates are around 20 to 40%. So if you're creating good emails, decent emails, your emails are going to be opened by at least 20 to 40% of your email subscribers. Because if you look at it, let's say this is the email, like it's by no means as noisy and as dopamine optimized as Instagram. So I could see the headline, cool. I can click on this, open, click, and I can read the email. Okay. So with this in mind, on email, the open rate is 20 to 40%. So you can see the difference between the amount of people that actually see your email compared to people that don't see your offer. So if we take it this way, 20 to 40%, if you have 10,000 email subscribers, then 2,000 to 4,000 people will see your offer. Like imagine having the exposure of your offer to 2,000 to 4,000 people at once. Nowhere can you find a platform that is that leveraged where you can choose to create a post and send it to a list of people and feel ensured that 20 to 40% of people will see that. Only email does that. Okay, so this is going to make a big difference in conversions. So social post visibility is 1 to 5%, while email inbox average open rate is 20 to 40%. So we can clearly see that email has at least 4 times more visibility, which is why it's more leverage. So let's put this into real perspective. So check this out. When we compare the left side to the right side, we can see that email, you're going to reach significantly more people. Okay. Now, here's where things really get crazy. Let's say you have $1,000 offer, right? Now on social media, you're going to reach 500 people. And on email, you can reach 2,000 to 4,000 people. So let's do this. Let's assume we have let's try to be conservative. And let's assume we have a 1% conversion rate. Okay. That means from the 100 to 500 people, we're going to get 1 to 5 buyers. So if we're selling on that at $1,000 offer, one single post on social media will likely get us $1,000 to $5,000. While on email, one single email, because we're going to get 20 to 40 buyers because of 1% conversion rate, we're going to be getting $20,000 to $40,000. So that is like 20x more, 20x more, or 8 times more. We can even be more conservative. So 8 times more effective is using email to sell your offer. So this is when I went through this is mind-boggling for me. I was very convinced. Now I'm extremely convinced that email is number one. So my goal on social media is to get everyone to my email list. I don't care. I'm never going to sell on social media. I could sell, but like, what's the point when I could just have the call to action to join my email list, which is significantly more leverage to sell an offer. I'm going to get higher open rates. People are likely to continue reading the email instead of being distracted by another more dopamine heavy post on Instagram or social media. So from a single social media promotional post, you might get 1 to 5 buyers. From a single email promotional broadcast, you might get 20 to 40 buyers. Okay, this is a big difference. If your focus is to grow a leverage business, that doesn't require to constantly send direct message, constantly need to post daily. Simply growing your email list can get you buyers with a single broadcast instead of need to send direct messages, book meetings, and constantly send emails. And if you still want to do sales calls and book meetings, you can use that as a call to action to your email list. You're still going to get 28 times more people to view your offer and likely to take it. So all right, so now that you understand why YouTube and email gets better results than social media, the next question is, what type of content actually converts viewers into buyers? So most people think it's about giving away value and teaching everything that they know, just give everything for free, and then they'll ask you to cook for you, or they'll ask you to implement it for you. Now, the problem with that doesn't really work, especially now in 2025, because there's AI. Anyone can get free value from AI. Everyone can get a step-by-step guide from AI. That's not a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage is sharing people why people struggle and why other solutions on the market don't work, and why one unique way of doing things works better than everything else. So you need to create a monopoly to why things work. You need to create an understanding with your prospects and people that follow you to understand that you are preaching a certain way of doing things, a philosophy of doing things that is unique and different and gets a better outcome or unique outcome compared to everything else on the market. That's how you make yourself stand out. So the problem is most people think that giving value is gonna make their content convert. It doesn't. What actually happens is you're gonna end up spending hours creating how-to content. Your audience is gonna save it for later. They're gonna say, wow, this is super valuable. They're gonna bookmark it. They're likely not going to implement it because there's so much free value out there. Like if you go on X or on Instagram, there's so much free value that's just gonna get confused. So like free value content doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve you. Again, this is why you should be posting content specifically that shifts people's perspective, which I'm going to go over in a moment. Or worse, they try and fail because they're missing the complete picture. So they try your free value thing and they don't actually succeed with it because they don't have the details and the nuances that makes it work. Then they blame your content for not working, and then that creates a very downward spiral. So content that works isn't about teaching tactical steps. It's about creating a series of aha moments. So an aha moment is when someone watches your video and they realize that the problem they have is because they didn't know one thing, or they get an aha moment. They realize that, oh, this is why I had this problem. Oh, this is why this method works. Oh, they understand. They get educated to why they failed. They have more problem awareness and they understand what is the correct way to go, the correct path to take. That is better than telling people how to do things, because they don't know why they're failing and they don't know the context behind the problems that they're having. They're likely not going to take action. Like, free value content doesn't make you want to take action. It gives you this false sense of progress that, oh, I have this thing that's going to solve my problem, but it doesn't really solve your problem. Aha moments instead persuades people and gets people to start thinking about their problems. And when people start thinking about the problems, they start thinking about solutions. So here's how it looks like. So perspective shifting content is about creating aha moments in the content that you create on YouTube, email, and so on. So when you have aha moments, what happens is the desire of your audience to solve their problem and buy your offer increases over time, like so. It increases. With every aha moment, they realize, they watch your content, they realize, okay, this is why I have these problems. This is how your offer can solve their problems. They start to become more educated and nurtured in a way where they reach a point where they start realizing, okay, I get that this is what I need to do. How do I buy this? How do I implement this? And this is where you sell your offer. And that's what makes it really powerful if you implement this onto your YouTube videos. Not only do you get a long form style of platform that will continuously share your videos over time, evergreen, but you're going to create content that increases the desire for people to buy your offer. Very powerful. So as people consume your content, our goal is to have their desire and urgency increase with each aha moment they experience, so they start to see your offer as a need, not as a nice to have. This means you get more clicks, more leads, more customers, more clients. Okay, so now the next question is, okay, how do I create perspective shifting content? So a perspective shift is simply an aha moment. It's when your audience starts seeing the current way of doing things, which is the old way of doing things, as a way that they could never go back to. They have a vision in their head where you painted a vision in their mind, you etched this vision in their mind where they cannot go back to the old way and they want to do it the new way, which is the philosophy you explained it and your offer and your mechanism and how you explained it on how people could do things. As an example, this video right now live, I'm giving you a perspective shift on how YouTube and email is significantly better than Instagram and social media. Now, Instagram, social media are great platforms. If you use it to grow your email list, it works. But you already now know your perspective is already shifted in a way where, like, you probably want to start a YouTube channel, or you probably want to go harder on YouTube and you want to start an email list. Okay, that is a perspective shift in a lifetime. It's when your audience starts understanding exactly why their current problems exist and what they will need to get the results that they want. Okay, now how does that look like? What is the anatomy of that? So a very simple way, I like to focus on fundamentals, because fundamentals is what allows you to extrapolate it to everything else that you do. So I'm going to go over the fundamentals. So when you understand the fundamentals, you can implement this to any content piece, whether it's on Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Threads, YouTube, doesn't matter. This fundamental works. So a perspective shift, an aha moment, has three different phases in general. Okay, there's a challenge phase where you challenge people on their current outlook of things, their current beliefs, and how they're doing things. Okay, we do this by meeting where our audience is, and we try to mentally hook them and show them that this is the challenge that they have. When we show that we understand their challenges and what their current beliefs are. Okay, so that's number one over here. So hook, and then we challenge them, right? So, and then once you challenge them, you want to explain to them, ideally with evidence, proof, showing that this specific belief or way of doing things leads to problems. Okay, and ideally these problems you'd explain descriptively or with proof, evidence, or with stories showing how this problem basically expands into their life, or how this problem extrapolates into worse problems. So you're going to go into second and third order consequences. Okay, then once you go over the problems, you start to explain, okay, yeah, these are the problems, but the right way to do things is this new way. When you do this new way, these are the things that you're going to experience. So then you can start talking about the second and third order consequences of what happens when you start doing things right, or the outcomes. Okay, once you go through this, when you meet where your audience is at, you mentally hook them with a challenge. You explain to them how their current beliefs and what they're doing right now is causing them problems in their life. And you explain the second and third order consequences that they didn't really understand at first. You expand their problem awareness. Then once they expand your problem awareness, they're more likely to be susceptible to whatever you tell them the solution is. So that's when you introduce the correct way to do things or the new way to do things, which is ideally unique to you. So in this video, an example would be like my hook was how you can turn YouTube and email into a 24/7 sales asset and get 8 times X more qualified leads. Okay. I went over the challenge. I challenged your beliefs. I explained the problems behind it just now. And now I'm showing the new way, which is the perspective shift, how to do this. And then I could have a mini CTA right after here where I could tell you what to do. So I could tell you, hey, if you want to actually implement perspective shifting content into your business, you want to implement YouTube and email, you can join my private community, the 2-Hour Club. That's just an example. But if you actually want to join 2-Hour Club, you can click the link in the description and check and apply to join. Okay, so after an aha moment, like I just did, you have a chance to drop a CTA for people to get more information on your new way. And if they want the full mechanism and the actual vehicle, the system, the vehicle, the mechanism that's going to get them the result, you can direct them to reach out to you, to work with you. So you can tell them, hey, reach out to me on email, send me a message on Instagram if you're using Instagram, or to apply in the link in the description, whichever method you prefer. Now, whether it's a YouTube video or an email, I like this structure because this structure helps your audience see why they need a better approach first. When they understand the why, they naturally want the how. Okay, what most people do is they go straight into the how. We do not want to do that. We do not want to do that. Okay, so I like doing it this way because even if it's not perfect, you could quickly talk on camera very easily by following this formula. You could just think of a hook, explain the challenge their beliefs, explain the problems behind it, and then direct people to the correct way to do things. What happens when you do the right things the right way. And then if they want more, you can have a CTA for people to join. Okay. Now, here's what we do not want to do. We do not want to post tactical solutions on how to do things. So a normal how to content poster video will look like so. You'll have a hook, but then they'll go straight into they'll start vomiting exactly how to do things step by step. Hey, step number 1, do this. And once you do step number 1, you're going to do step number 2. Here's how you're going to do that. Then step number 2, you're going to do step number 3. The problem with this is you're solving people's problems here. And when you solve people's problems, people don't buy. People buy things because of problems. When you solve their problems, why would they buy? You're literally reducing their urgency to buy and their desire to solve their problems because you just solved their problems. Now, unless you have something at the end here that increases their problem awareness or introduces a gap they don't know, I don't see this converting at all. I've tried this myself. I tried posting how-to content, never worked for me. So the problem is this feels easy to do and it might get a lot of views, like how-to videos get a lot of views, but it doesn't increase the desire of your audience to buy your offers. In fact, it reduces their desire. And this is how it looks like. As someone starts getting solutions to their problem and they start watching a how-to video, they click on the video. Obviously, someone's going to click on the video because they have desire to solve their problem. So the desire to solve the problem is relatively high or medium. But as you solve their problem in their video, you give it everything for free. Over time, the desire for them to solve the problem goes down because they solve their problem. And they'll start thinking, I can solve it myself. I don't need to buy anything. That's the last thing you want in creating content. Because now you're creating content that's going to work against you instead of working for you. So the worst thing you want to have is an audience thinking, I can solve this myself. I don't need to buy anything. You can ask me about that. I went through this pain of posting how-to content and I'll never do it again. Instead, I'm going to be posting perspective shifting content. You can see the difference here. With each content I create, it's going to slowly increase the desire of my audience to solve the problem and eventually buy my offer. And it just makes it easier for me to sell because my goal of my business is not to constantly be posting content. My goal of my business is to have it leveraged. I want people to come to me. I want to work with the highest qualified leads, the best quality clients, and I want to get the best results possible in a way that I don't need to constantly be running this hamster wheel of a marketing. Because marketing, there's always more to do with marketing. It never ends. It's already hard enough. Why should I make it harder enough on myself by reducing the urgency of people to buy from me? I put in all this effort. Imagine putting all this effort into a how-to video and then only to you to get nice comments and for people not to want to buy your offer. What's the point, right? The whole point of us business owners posting content on YouTube, social media, email, whatever, is for us to make money. That's my goal. My goal is to make my content as effective as possible. Obviously, I do want to build a brand. Obviously, I do want to help people, but help people in a way where I make money too. I want to serve people, but also serve myself. If I choose to create how-to content only, I serve other people, but then I don't serve myself and I'm unable to serve them because I don't make money in my business. So it's not selfish to gatekeep your IP or how to do content and charge for it because you're doing other people's service, because you're able to post more. You're able to be alive in your business, right? Running a business is already hard enough, right? You need to make money. You need to pay people if you have a team. You need to do things constantly. So if you're getting how to post content and people don't like that, then they're likely not your clients or your customers. So then at that point, I wouldn't even worry about it if you're considerate about sticking to how-to content. But anyways, so here's what happens when you give away how-to tactical solutions. You reduce people's motivation to buy because they got the answers. They believe they can do it themselves. You devalue your expertise. Your content becomes forgettable, and not to mention the other things I talked earlier. So difference, tactical content makes people think they don't need help. Perspective shifting content makes them realize why they need help and why they should work with you. And that is, in fact, I think more valuable because then they're more likely to take action. How-to content doesn't incite action. Perspective shifted content incites action because they realize, okay, I have this problem, let's solve it. It motivates people actually, in fact. All right, so the impact of perspective shifting content. When you create YouTube videos with perspective shifts, aha moments instead, each video becomes a permanent lead generating asset. Content works for you 24/7 even while you sleep, okay? Because it's long form, YouTube is evergreen, it's search-based, SEO will continue getting views, it will continue to work for you. New people discover you through search constantly. Viewers are pre-sold before joining your email list because you're doing perspective shifts. Now, again, what happens if you have these YouTube videos, you have a bank of YouTube videos, let's say on your channel, like so, you can that then grows your email list on autopilot. Ideally, you will still need to post YouTube videos, by the way, ideally one weekly, but your older videos will continuously get you new email subscribers. And these email subscribers will likely buy your offers. So you can send an email and make money from your email subscribers. Again, unlike social media, 1 to 5% visibility, you get 20 to 40% more visibility open rates. Okay, and this creates a massive disparity, massive leverage that I recommend. And this is the key thing that I want you to get away from this video. The more people see your offers, the more money you make. And with emails, 20 to 40% open rates, you can present offers daily to an engaged audience that's ready to buy. Okay, imagine sending a daily email that gets 20% plus open rates and you can sell an offer. It doesn't get more leverage than that. Now, this is what this means for your business. Instead of chasing leads on social media, you can have YouTube videos working 24/7 to attract new people who are actively looking for solutions. These people are not just leads because it's YouTube video. These are people who are high quality leads because they spent 10 to 20 minutes learning from you. These people join your email list, and then from your email list, you can spend 30 minutes a day writing an email, a well-crafted email that you send to these qualified leads, direct them to an offer, and get paid in 30 minutes. Okay, so your email then becomes your most valuable asset, a direct line to people who want to hear from you and are ready to buy. To me, this is what real leverage looks like. So while others are stuck in the social media hamster wheel posting content that disappears in 24 hours, instead, I choose to build permanent assets, not permanent assets, but almost permanent assets on YouTube that will generate leads for me and sell automatically. The permanent asset here is your email list. An email list is a permanent asset. No one can take that from you. You have an email list. You can always send them an email, and make money. If you found this video insightful, then I recommend you to watch this other video I recorded where I reveal my exact funnel structure to grow a $50,000 per month business that I can operate in 2 hours a day. And if you want more insights like this, then you can feel free to join my newsletter where I send a daily insight on how I'm growing a business that I can operate in 2 hours a day, provides me tons of profit, and allows me to travel whenever I want. I'll see you there.